between two teams that are expecting good seasons.
Loudon Love gets the tip to Holden, so the Raiders will have the first possession of this opener this year. Jalen Hall hands it off to Calvin, the point guard. Back to the middle of the floor to Finke, another newcomer. Outside the three-point line, Holden. Now they reverse it right side to Finke. Off the dribble, takes it down the right baseline. Short runner with the right hand, off the rim. Rebound is cleared out of there by Taylor.
That was a nice move by Tim. He took to the baseline. Marshall had good help. They came over quickly. He made him take a tough shot.
This point guard, Jarrod West, is only 2 steals away from setting the all-time record in Huntington for Marshall University. Now there's a jump shot from bounds and belongs to the Raiders.
Looks like Marshall's going to give some full court pressure here. There's Coach Dan D'Antoni. He's the older brother of the more famous of the brothers coaching in the NBA. But he's been at Marshall for, I think this is his 7th year. He's done a really good job. He's a very experienced coach, been around, coached at all different levels, and he's done a really good job at Marshall.
Yeah, he and the aforementioned brother Mike, both standout players at Marshall University. Here's Calvin dribbling to the middle of the floor. His three-point attempt is off the rim. The Raiders missed their first 2 shots. It's cleared out by the Herd. Ball goes down inside to Anchili Killen. Off balance shot. No, it went in the.
Been the Horizon League Coach of the Year 3 different times in his 5 years at Wright State. So he's done a phenomenal job. He's got great assistant coaches, and they were, again, I could pick to win the league this year for the 2nd straight year.
The foul is on Loudon Love. Andrew Taylor with the basketball, dribbling out on the Wright State logo against Trey Calvin. Takes it to the free throw line from the left elbow. The runner is no good. Cleared out of there by Love.
Yeah, both teams a little tight. Both teams have gotten good shots, just haven't been able to finish.
Here's Holden to the bucket. His layup is blocked. It's loose down on the floor and picked up by West.
Well, Marshall was quick to recover there on the drive.
Spin move by Kinsey. He takes it to the bucket and slams it with 2 hands.
Yeah, very athletic move, as a spin move. On 2 attempts that Wright State's had, Marshall's done a really good job of getting good weak side help.
Here's Calvin out on the right point, gets it down low right side to Finke. Finke dribbling in against the single team. Now fakes the shot. Good defense by the Herd. Into the left corner is Hall. Hall with the dribble. Raiders having problems getting the ball inside. Hall takes it into the paint, gets the pass down low to Love. It's knocked away and stolen. It goes out of bounds, and it belongs to the Herd.
To make a bounce pass to a teammate that was really too close. Ball got knocked loose and went out of bounds off of Wright State.
This is Williams with it. Taylor tried to get the pass down and low on the left block. It's knocked out of bounds by the Raiders. Finke, couple of
impressed of him in the preseason. He's one of these young men that can really shoot the basketball. He's from Wisconsin. There's going to be a foul on him right away trying to.
Yeah, Hubrick's from Grafton, Wisconsin. Shot 47% from 3 in his senior season. Ball out front, stolen by Finke. At midcourt, gets the ball back to Calvin. Raiders with the ball, trailing 2-0. Ball goes down in low. Here's Love bouncing in against the center, and an offensive foul called on Grant Basile.
And the good play by the Marshall young man to get away with that.
And Anchili Killen draws the foul. There's now 2 team fouls on the Raiders here in this first half. Ball swing it back out front. And Anchili Killen taking the ball inside against Basile. His off-balance runner, no good. Gets his own rebound, missed it. Ball loose on the baseline. It's picked up by Calvin.
Yeah, both teams are having a difficult time scoring. I mean, there was a good contested shot there. There's Finke for a 3.
And he drilled it. His first 3 as a Wright State Raider. The redshirt sophomore transfer.
I think our Wright State fans are going to like Tim.
On the other end, Taylor tries to counter with a 3 from the right side, miss, but there's Holden with a rebound.
He transferred from Grand Canyon out in Arizona, and he was a very good player there. His freshman year, I think, averaged about 8 or 9 points a game. So he's got some experience.
Here's Calvin wide open for 3 on the right wing, and he drills it. Back-to-back triples. The Raiders are up by a count of 6-2.
Well, that's a big question mark for Wright State this year. They lost their 3-year starter, Cole Gentry, last year, who graduated, and the question mark was who's going to step up and be the point guard for the Raiders this year. And Trey Calvin has won that position in preseason. And one of the things he struggled with last year was outside shooting, but he's gotten off to a good start this year.
Jarrod West just hit a bucket a moment ago. Gets 2 for the Herd. Here's Tanner Holden on the right lane line. Misses a short jump shot from the elbow, and the rebound comes down to Marshall. 6-4 Wright State. with the basketball. It's West. Had the ball knocked away, stolen by the Raiders, but stolen back by West. There's his first steal. He's tied the all-time record at Marshall. Now he'll try a three from the right side. It's off the back of the rim and rebounded by Finke. Finke will slow it down for Wright State, gives it out to Calvin. That's something we'll see a lot this year, we understand. Raiders will not run as much as they have in the past.
Well, I don't think so. I mean, they got some size inside. And
pull-up jumper, Finke has gone out of bounds. That one was short. He thought maybe it was tipped, but it wasn't. And there's Collins back in the Nutter Center. No fans, but a moment ago you saw what's the virtual seats for some of the fans who are contributing to the program. We'll have more on that a little bit later here in this first half. We're back to action. Baseline jumper is up and no good by Kinsey. Got a battle for the boards inside, and a foul will be called on the Herd.
Here from nearby Columbus, Ohio.
That foul was called on Chili Killen.
And he's very talented. He can do a lot of things. He can shoot the three. He can take you off the dribble. And he's their leading returning scorer.
Got a foul out front as Calvin was dribbling. Scored 9 points in their opener.
Yeah, Marshall in their first game only shot 20% on there. They took 23s, only made 4, 25 and made 5. But that's a big part of their offense.
Calvin missed the shot. The tip dunk attempt by Loudon Love is off the back of the rim, no good, and back come the Herd.
They want to run. I mean, they're an up-and-down team. They want to get out and score. Both these teams last year scored a lot of points. Wright State actually averaged more points a game last year than Marshall did. But
and there's a steal by Trey Calvin. Calvin has one man to beat, takes it inside, draws contact, and a foul will be called. And a lot of pace and spacing. He said it just wasn't there.
Well, it's in their blood. You know, his brother is. His brother's a three-point shooting guru in the NBA. They shoot a lot of threes. And I wouldn't classify Marshall as a tremendous shooting a lot of three-point shots, but they look for it. But they definitely want to run. They wanted to get it up and down the floor.
Williams misses a three, and back come the Raiders. Ball tipped momentarily, but picked up by Holden. Holden dribbling against his man, takes it to the top of the key. Left-hand pass over to Hubricks. Back to Holden. Still outside the arc. Now it's Calvin dribbling the ball down the baseline. Gets by his man. His layup is good. Trey Calvin playing well in this first half as a starter.
Well, the Marshall player was guarding him awfully close, and Trey took advantage of that and just took him off the dribble. And there was no help that time. Marshall had no help whatsoever on the drive by Trey Calvin.
Ball goes out of bounds. It belongs to the
Marshall's 2 for 9, both shooting right at 20%. Rebounds are even at 8 and 8, so pretty even game so far.
Step back three is no good by Byers, and the long rebound into the hands of Calvin. Quickly up the floor it goes to Hall. Hall dribbles to the left elbow, brings it back outside top of the key. Left wing to Holden, swings it left corner now to Love. Love working against his defender Williams. Goes inside off the glass and scores 2.
Nice move. No help. When you allow Loudon to put the ball on the floor like that.
On the other end, a pass deep under the bucket and a foul called against.
They see that opportunity and taking advantage of it and created a foul. Didn't get a basket, but got a foul.
Here's a jump shot put in the left corner. It's up and it's good by Taylor. And that draws Marshall to within 5. The Raiders lead 11-6 with 13-10 remaining, and a steal out front. He just set the record, goes inside and lays it up and in. I'm talking about Jarrod West. 2 steals in this game, and he's the all-time steals leader at Marshall University.
Well, he's picked the pocket twice, both times. That time he resulted in a basket.
Off the dribble, Jalen Hall takes it left side. Inside the arc, picks up his dribble, down and low to Love. His layup rolls off the rim, and it's cleared out, but stolen by Calvin. Calvin, deep right corner, will try a three and drains it. His second of the game, and the Raiders now lead 14-8.
Good recognition by Trey Calvin. He's gotten off to a really good start here. I mean, yeah, he played a lot last year, so it's not unusual for him to have this kind of a start, but it's good to see if you're
Raiders
a Wright State
3 on
fan.
2. There goes Jalen Hall. His layup is short. Finke tries to clean it up. He couldn't get it to go. And a whistle and a foul.
And his brother was a senior, and then he was looking for a new place to go, and ended up at Wright State. Coach Nagy's from Champaign, coached at Champaign, Illinois, University of Illinois, so there was a connection there. And I think.
And we have an illegal screen set.
Was recruited by Coach Nagy's father, Dick Nagy, when he was coaching at Illinois, and I think he might have gone to Illinois on a football scholarship. Anyway, there was a connection there, and that's how Wright State got involved with Tim when he decided to transfer.
So the Raiders with the basketball, leading by 7 with under 12 minutes to play here in this first half. Loudon Love at the free throw line. Hard dribble goes inside, turns around to his right, and puts it in from short range.
That was a really nice move. That was all conference that's player of the year in the league, all conference move right there. That was
Here's a three attempt. It's up, no good. The rebound tipped, no good. It's loose underneath the bucket, and still battling for it, and coming out of there is Love.
Well, Marshall had 2 point-blank looks at it there. They were tips. They weren't grabs and shots, but they were tips, and Loudon was able to come up with it.
Finke feeds it down and low to Love on the right block. Goes inside, turnaround, right hand is up and good. Loudon Love is warming up, and the Raiders open up a 19-8 lead.
Well, you're giving him the ball too deep. I mean, you cannot allow Loudon Love to get that ball that deep in the lane. He's not going to shoot a 15-foot shot, so if he catches it down there, he's a much more effective player, and Marshall has got to make some adjustments. They can't continue to let him catch the ball that deep.
West into the corner with the ball is Milonovic. Back out front it goes. With the dribble, boy, Finke probably some good defense against Kinsey. Well, here's a three attempt put up as the shot clock expires. It rims out, and the rebound to Love.
Well, that was great defense by Wright State. Now, Marshall fumbled the ball once there, which led to helped Wright State in its effort to stop them. But that, when you can force them into a tough shot as the shot clock's going off, that's good defense.
Yeah, that was Goran Miladinovic, a sophomore 7-footer that put up that shot a few moments ago for the Herd. Wright State with the ball. Hall gets it down low. Now double teamed is Love. Love now one-on-one.
Off of the knee of Ari.
Hang on. Right hand, and it rims around and in.
So off of the knee.
3 straight buckets. It's
things up. And
Wright State.
Well, Loudon's got to be loving the fact that he's catching it down there and they're not giving any help.
Cheering on their team from home because of the COVID situation. Now, all proceeds from this campaign of the virtual seat sellout, Coach Brown, it runs through December 31st. Go to support Wright State student athletes. So if you can help out, by all means do so. It's a lot of fun.
And somehow set that on the thing so that they can make some noise during the game at the appropriate time. Probably costs a lot more money, but it'd be fun.
Here's Kinsey having some fun, goes inside and scores an easy bucket.
Yeah, that was too easy. There was no help whatsoever there. That was just good move by Kinsey. You can tell he's a really, really good player, and he's going to have a great season for Marshall. But
Hubricks loses the ball, and it's stolen away by Luke Thomas. And back come the Herd in transition, trailing 21-10. On the other end, a basket put up and good. Didn't catch the number. I think that's going to be Darius George, who made the steal on the other end, picks up his first bucket. He had 14 in an opener against Arkansas State.
Well, Coach D'Antoni made a great call on the timeout because it got
Here's Hubricks for 3. It bounces out, and the rebound comes down to the Herd.
You'd like to see your team respond like that after a timeout. 2 straight baskets and 2 straight stops.
West at the point, gets a screen, taking the ball inside against Calvin, goes up with the left hand, left it short, rebound down to Loudon Love.
Yeah, Marshall had only scored on 2 of their previous 14 possessions, and they called the timeout to stop the Wright State run and got 2 baskets in a row. Now Wright State stopped them on that last possession.
Tanner Holden looking inside, finds on the right block Grant Basili, dribbling in against his defender, gets some positioning, puts it up with the right hand and puts it in. Coach, you were really impressed by the progress that Grant made last year, and he carries it into this season.
Yeah, I mean, the thing Grant's got to get is a little stronger, and that was a good strong.
University. Coach D'Antoni, he said after the first game, D'Antonio, he said that, listen, we didn't run our offense very well, and they look a little sluggish here in this first half.
Yeah, and I don't think he was real happy about that call either. He was questioning the referee. I didn't really see it, to be honest with you.
Boy, Basili being a little aggressive. He tried to force the pass inside, and it's stolen away by the Herd. On the other end, a little Euro step going in. The ball is up, missed it, but a foul call.
Win you a lot of games. I mean, there's no question about it. You get down to the end of the game, 1-and-1s, 2-shot fouls, they add up. And 66 and 68% are just not very good free throw percentages.
David Early checks in for the Herd. He's guarding Wright State. Tanner Holden out front. There's Finke. I think we can tell Finke now, the one with the biggest beard.
Yeah.
The longest, I should say. Off the dribble, it's Hall. Feeds it inside to Finke. It's off his hands. It's loose, picked up by Calvin, or I should say Holden. His pass intended for Love is picked off by the Herd defense.
Yeah, there was a lot of contact there. Tanner Holden got bumped pretty good.
Here's a 3 attempt. It's off the iron. Bennett had the rebound. Wide open for 3 on the right side. Another miss by the Herd, but a long rebound comes down to Marshall. Taylor with the basketball. He finds Early for 3, and that's off the mark. And another rebound for Marshall. And a reach-in foul called against Wright State. Top here in the first half, 23-14 with 7:29 remaining. As we come back to action, the Herd with the basketball in their own end. Turnaround by Bennett is no good, and the rebound is cleared out by Wright State's Love.
Here early in the game, Marshall has really struggled. They're 0 for 10 on their 3-point shots. They're only shooting 27% from the field combined.
We love going inside on the big man. Throws it back out to Finke. Sets up. 3 ball. It's short. Rebound inside. Knocked out of bounds. And it was last touch by now is Trey Calvin, the sophomore out of Illinois, with 9 points. Ball put in play. And it goes all the way into the backcourt where it's picked up by Finke.
Yeah, and that's legal, too, because it was out in the out of bounds under the basket, so it can go into the backcourt. It wasn't possessed by Wright State. It was touched, but it wasn't possessed.
Jalen Hall goes inside, leaves it for Holden in traffic. Couldn't get the shot to go. And got a battle inside, and Bennett comes out of there with it.
Yeah, 2 point-blank looks there by the Raiders.
Here's Early on the other end, goes in transition. His shot is up and good, and
a lot of shots, so there's some opportunities for offensive rebounds.
Early doesn't miss that free throw, so he connects on the 3-point play. It's now a 6-point lead for the Raiders. James Mann's into the game for the first time for Wright State, junior out of Columbus. Outside the 3-point line, Basili. Ball loose, picked up on the left sideline by Holden. Back to Mann's, short pass to Finke. Finke dribbling out front, fakes the 3, goes back to Basili. He's left open. His triple is good. Boy, if the big man can add that to his game, this team's going to be tough to guard.
Well, Marshall made a calculated mistake there. Grant can make that shot, and you don't want to back off of him. You want him to put it on the floor, and the Marshall player just backed off of him and gave him some room, and he shot the 3.
Off the dribble on the right baseline, drawing
that game, and I think you had a chance to meet him. But Billy Wilson was from Eastmore High School. It's a good program in Columbus, Ohio, and that's where Tavion Kinsley played his high school basketball.
Kinsey makes both free throws. It's 26-19 Wright State. Under 6 minutes to play here in the first half. We're at 5 minutes and 45 seconds. Pass out front to Holden, and a foul from behind on Erb. All-time leading rebounder, wasn't he, at Ed Marshall? And we had a chance to meet him last year during Tanner's first season as a Raider. He misses the second free throw. It's 27-19 Wright State with 5:43 left here in this first half. Tanner's sister's pretty good at basketball, too.
Yeah, she plays at Rio Grande down in southeastern Ohio. I don't know whether she graduated a year ago or see, there's a good move. I mean, he just took it on the baseline and hesitated at the basket. You like to see jump stop moves like that. Let the defense go by
Kinsey warming up. There's a 3 attempt by Mans. It's missed. And on the rebound attempt, a foul called on Wright State, I believe.
Last 5 possessions.
Here's George, first attempt. It bounces around and out. An easy rebound for Holden. 27-21, Wright State with the basketball. Finke up top, goes to Holden. Looking inside, goes left wing to Calvin. Calvin will bring the ball back to the middle of the floor, passes to Holden. Now he goes cross court to Hubricks. Hubricks trying to get the ball inside, but good defense by Marshall. But here's Calvin taking it down the lane. His running left-hander missed it. The rebound on a hop by Holden. Holden taking it in strong. Pump fake, goes up, draws traffic, puts the basket in and scores.
Just an excellent offensive play.
And Holden misses the free throw, but an offensive rebound by the Raiders. Grant Basili, and before he takes the shot up, Coach D'Antoni, as you said, I don't think you agreed with the call there. And on the free throw, it's missed. So Basili misses the free throw, and it comes down to Marshall.
Back-to-back free throws by the Raiders. We talked about it earlier.
3 of 8 from the line in the first
neither
half.
Team shot.
Boy, an alley-oop right there, and they nearly convert.
Guard and perimeter guys that can put it on the floor and shoot the 3, and he's certainly that type of a player.
Kinsey gets both free throws. He's got 12 points to lead all scorers. It's 29-23 Wright State with the ball with 4 minutes and 25 seconds left in the first half. Hubricks, the freshman from Wisconsin, finds Basili out front. Hall catch and shoot 3. It is short, and the rebound comes down to the Herd.
Yeah, Wright State's offense has kind of gone stagnant here. They're not getting good shots. They're not moving the ball quite.
And we have a foul called on Jalen Hall. He picks up a 7 from the line tonight. 13 points, and that one rolls off.
That's announcer jinx right there.
I don't believe in that, and you know me from
No, I'm just joking.
Hubricks to Calvin. Takes the ball into the bucket. Running right-hander off the back of the rim and through. Boy, Trey Calvin is having a big first half.
Well, see, that was great ball movement there. The Raiders took it to the left side, then skipped the pass all the way over. Marshall's defense was trying to react. They couldn't get there quick enough, and Trey took it right to the basket.
Kinsey, a little finger roll, but before that, a leading score for Marshall. The Raiders have the ball as we come back to action.
Yeah, again, Marshall's 32% from the field. Wright State's at 41%. Wright State has cooled off here in the last 4 or 5 minutes. Now, they don't have Loudon Love in the game, and he's such a big part of their offense. As I said earlier, this is a great opportunity for Marshall to get some headway.
Hubricks will fire the 3 and leave it short. Rebound grabbed out of there by the point guard. That's West with the basketball. West will dribble against Wright State's Holden out top. Wright State in the man-to-man defense.
Yeah, both teams have committed way too many fouls. Wright State's committed.
Here's Kinsey.
Yeah,
He's
nice
hard to
move.
follow, and he goes right inside and lays it off the glass for two.
Well, you got to have help on that. When he made the spin move, there should have been a Wright State guy in his lap. There wasn't. He took it all the way to the basket and converted again. He's off to a great start.
He's got 15 points to lead all scores. Now Calvin out front. Off the dribble, goes inside, puts one up, short range, off the back of the iron. Rebound tipped around and grabbed out of there by the Herd. Ball loose on the floor and picked up on the right sideline by West. Up the floor it goes, three-point attempt. Right side is up and good. I believe that is George. It is his first three of the game, and that brings Marshall to within two. It's 31-29 Wright State with 2:30 to play in the first half.
Well, Darius George, a player just made that shot, had a really good game in their first game against Arkansas State. Came off the bench and was their second leading scorer, so he's very capable. You know, Wright State's offense has really gotten stagnant here. They don't have an inside player that can score right now, and they're having a tough time getting a good shot.
Here's Basili, puts the ball on the floor. He is fouled.
I've always compared it to the flu. You catch the flu and it goes right through your team, and this is what's happened. The Raiders have not gone to the line and converted free throws tonight at all. Nobody has.
Yeah,
so.
Basili missed the second one also. Here's George, gets the ball back to Kinsey. Kinsey cut off by Holden. Ball goes right corner. Dribbling the ball inside is West to George. Short pass to Taylor. Taylor dribbling the ball inside against the Raiders defense. His layup is short. Ball out of bounds. Last touch by Wright State. It'll stay with Mark.
Because Wright State their offense is really slowed down here.
Here's Kinsey taking it inside. His runner from close range is no good. Cleared out of there by Basili.
Wright State got some help that time. Made it a more difficult shot.
Calvin, short pass to Basili, out top of the key. Baseball pass over to Calvin.
They're just holding the ball. There's no ball movement. They're not moving it from one side to the other. See, I mean, Trey Calvin held the ball. Tanner Holden's holding the ball. There's some movement, but you got to move the ball from side to side. Get the defense to shift.
Here's Basili, and it's going to be a foul called.
On the floor, you get there, and he's outside the restricted area. Good play by Marshall.
So Marshall has a chance to tie it or take the lead with a three, with 1:10 remaining here in this first half. West, the point guard, gets it over to Kinsey on the wing. Tanner Holden has him defensively. Kinsey swings it to the left corner. Kinsey gets the ball back, leans in, off balance, left side runner, no good. Rebound, Finke.
Yeah, they forced him into a tough shot again. Good help there by the Raiders and forced him into a real difficult shot.
Wright State's going to take a timeout.
Side Marshall just hasn't been able to make an outside shot. You know, Kinsley's been hard to guard. He's gotten a lot of baskets, but they're 1 for 11 on their three-point shots. George hit that last one. That was the first three-point basket they had made.
Where the basketball is Calvin back out front to Mans. A long three-point shot. He got it. We saw that a lot last year. Well, James Mans from deep.
Yeah, James is a very good outside shooter, and it's good to see him get off. I think James will play a lot more this year than he played a year ago. You know, he played quite a bit as the season wore on, but he is such and he's left-handed, which I think is a huge advantage.
West, the point guard out front. 10 seconds remaining. The shot clock is off. Marshall with the basketball. Kinsey gets around Holden, takes the ball inside. He loses it. Ball loose on the floor. It's picked up by Calvin.
Well, that was great help.
Calvin just throws one up in desperation.
By Marshall. So both teams need to re-energize themselves and get their offenses going. Marshall has the ball here to start the second half, and here's Chris.
All right, thank you very much, Coach. Alley-oop pass on the first play of the second half, and it's good by Kinsey as he connects and he continues to put on a show here tonight. He's got 17, the same he had in the entire game in their opener.
Well, that was a called play out of the halftime. They executed it really well.
Here's Finke losing the ball. Quick hands by the Herd. Coming up with a steal, but the Raiders get it back. On the baseline is Holden. Pump fake with the right hand. His layup is no good, but he's fouled.
Experience, and you would expect it to go right down to the wire, and there's another miss.
And Bennett clears the rebound. It's just like a turnover. You said, Coach, many times you miss those free throws.
I think it's worse than a turnover myself because it's an opportunity to score. Sometimes when you commit a turnover, you really didn't have a chance to
Here's a three-point attempt in the corner. It's no good, but Bennett, the big man inside, gets the rebound. And the ball goes back to the point guard, West. West getting a screen. Ball goes back inside to Bennett, makes the catch deep from the bucket against Holden, goes in strong. Shot was blocked by Holden, and the ball goes out of bounds, and it was last touched apparently by the Herd, so the Raiders will have it.
Tanner's giving away about 150 pounds there, and he defended him really well. Tanner's a lot quicker than the Marshall player, but Tanner got the best of him there. There was no question about that. It was good defense because he had an opportunity to get a layup there.
Here's Jalen Hall. Jump shot, right baseline, misses it. Rebound for the Marshall Herd. Up on the run, it's Kinsey on the other end. His finger roll, nope, but he's fouled by Hall. And Kinsey makes 2 free throws. He's 9 of 10 at the line tonight. He's got 19 points, and it's a 1-point Raider lead at 34-33 with 18:35 to play. Hall off the screen of Love. Pull-up jumper, right side. It's short, and the rebound is collected by the Herd's Williams.
Not how you want to start the second half if you're Wright State. That's 3 possessions without a score. Marshall's come out and scored on both.
Running right-hander layup goes in and out for Taylor, and the Raiders come up with it.
Yeah, tough break there. That's a good move.
Here's Finke going right to left. His shot is blocked, but one is up and in. It did use the iron, but it did fall through the basket, so he gets 2 free throws, and the Raiders lead now by 3, 36-33, with 18 minutes and 5 seconds to play in regulation. Here's the point guard dribbling, puts the shot up, missed it, rebound by Loudon Love.
That's good defense by Trey Calvin there on the point guard. Did a nice job, and then good box out by Loudon Love to come up with the rebound.
Tanner Holden, patient, puts up the layup and good. Got his man up in the air and got an easy layup.
Well, that's bad defense by Marshall. They went for the steal, couldn't get the steal, and had no help on the layup by Tanner Holden.
Holden with 5. The Raiders lead by 5. There's a layup attempt by Kinsey, rolls out, and Loudon Love with another rebound. His pass intended for his teammate goes out of bounds. And try to see who that foul was called against.
I mean, it's no problem identifying the Wright State players because we're used to seeing them, but the Marshall players, you know, this is our only time that we've seen Marshall play, so it's a little bit more difficult.
Jalen Hall picks up his dribble, finds Holden in the left corner. Cross court back out to Calvin, catch and shoot.
Wow.
3, and it continues for Trey Calvin. His 3rd 3-point bucket tonight, and the Raiders open a 9-point lead.
Yeah, what a great pass.
8-point lead.
I mean, that was a great pass from deep in the left corner all the way out to the wing on the right to Trey Calvin.
Here's West, penetration, missed the layup attempt from the left side, and Loudon Love with another rebound. He has got unofficially 12 of those tonight.
Well, that's 3 straight baskets that really have been tough break for Marshall.
Here's Love inside, had it tipped out of his hand. Ball still loose, knocked around and picked up by the Herd defense.
I mean, they've had 3 point-blank baskets that just bounced out. There's a charge.
And it's going to be called against
the charge.
Full court pressure shown by the Herd.
You know, they showed this early, Chris, but they've got backed out of it. It's like a one-pass press. You know, once you make a pass, they get out of it.
Finke bringing the ball up for Wright State in the offensive end. Passes left wing to Calvin. Calvin trying to maneuver his way, goes to the left corner, finds the streaking Finke, no-look pass over to Love. Love bouncing his way inside, short from range, missed the shot. Rebound, Holden, who put it back up and in.
That was just a great pass by Tim Finke. I mean, he made the drive, kicked it to Loudon. Loudon lost the ball, and we saw that so many times last year. Tanner came up with the loose ball.
West drives to the bucket and gets an easy layup, and a timeout will be called by Marshall. 6 out of their last 7 field goal attempts.
I'll tell you what, though, they got some tough breaks. I mean, there's a breakaway by Tanner Holden. That's just terrible defense by Marshall. They came down to press, and 4 guys pressed. The other one fell asleep, and Wright State got a layup out of that. That was, Coach Dan, I mean, coming out of a timeout, that's the worst thing that can happen is to have something like that happen after you called a timeout and you give up a layup at the other end.
That's 9 points now for Tanner Holden. Slipping inside, a little running right-hander is up and good by Marshall.
This time out, Alex Hubricks came back into the game, too, for the Raiders.
The bucket. 45-37 Raiders. Here's Calvin, pull-up jump shot. Left side is off the back of the iron. Long rebound in the right corner by Holden. Back out front to Finke. Short pass, right sideline to Holden. And a whistle on the sidelines. And the Raiders with the ball, 17 on the shot clock, and leading 45-37 with 15-16 to play in the game. Trey Calvin, who's had a big opener for Wright State with a basketball. He's got the dribble along the left sideline. Back out front to Basili into the game. His cross-court pass is too tall.
Yeah, it's a right idea, just a bad pass. It was to Alex. Alex went way over his head. It was just a bad pass. But it was the right idea. I mean, you want to reverse the ball to the weak side, see if you can get something on the other side.
Wide open jump shot goes down for West. He nails it. It's now an 8-point lead for the Raiders at 45-37.
Yeah, it's 3 straight possessions that Marshall scored on after the.
My apologies. It's a 39 score for Marshall. It's a 45-39 advantage for the Raiders. Shot put up inside, no good by Finke, and the rebound pulled down by the Herd.
That's 2 really questionable possessions for Wright State. Really didn't get anything going either time.
Here's West with a dribble, takes it underneath the basket, brings the ball back out front. 3-point attempt is up and good. That is Taylor knocking down the 3, and back come the Herd. Now trailing 45-42 with 14-12 to play in the game.
Well, Taylor was their second best 3-point shooter a year ago, made 38 on the season. West led him in 3-point shooting with 69, and he hasn't so far tonight. I don't know that he's made he hasn't made one. He's taken 3, but he hasn't made one.
Here's Grant Basile inside, soft touch, gets around his defender and knocks it down.
That's the one thing Marshall's had tough time trying to stop tonight. Both Loudon Love and Grant Basile, when they catch it in there that deep.
West on the other end. Now the second. He's in double figures now with 10. Kinsey has 19 to lead all scores. Trey Calvin with 14 for Wright State. Tanner Holden will bring the ball up against the Marshall defense.
That's a good answer by Marshall. Wright State had a 10-point lead. Marshall's done a good job at the defensive end and been able to convert at the offensive end and got back into this thing.
Here's Love with a basketball, still with a dribble against his defender. Takes him to the right lane line, just backing in, goes up with a left hand, it rims in and out. Got a rebound battle between Holden and Love. He gets the ball, does Loudon, goes up, and a call for traveling.
Yeah, he got away with it, fighting over the same thing.
47-44 Raiders.
And Marshall was able to corral the ball. You can see here, I mean, he traveled there and they didn't call it, and then he traveled the second time and they called it.
Here's West with the dribble, short pass. Out front to Taylor, gets a screen, fires the 3, but a whistle beforehand.
I think maybe took a shot in his shoulder.
Right shoulder as he's walking back towards the locker room, but he's coming back toward the bench. I think he's just trying to work it out. So Jalen Hall checks in for Holden. Finke with the basketball back over to Hall. It's 47-44 Wright State with 12:45 to play.
See, when Loudon catches the ball out there, he's a lot easier to guard because you got plenty of time to come and double.
Goes inside, reverse layup, missed it. Rebound George, back come of the Herd.
That was good defense there. I mean, they made him catch it a good 15 feet from the basket. He's not nearly as effective.
There's West to the bucket. He's picked up his offense. He's got 12, and that brings Marshall to within 1. It's 47-46 Wright State. Marshall picking up the momentum. Here's Hall, cross-court pass, threw it away, and a steal. Here comes Marshall on the offense. The layup is no good. Kinsey put it back up and in. And a foul is good. A 3-point play and a 2-point lead for Marshall. And he can't. That one went halfway in and out, and Holden back into the game for the Raiders on the rebound.
It's kind of been a seesaw game. I mean, Marshall got off to a tough start. Wright State played real well early. Now, and Marshall got themselves back into the game at the end of the first half. And Wright State came out the second half and has played real well and got up to a 10-point lead. Now Marshall's creeped back and taking the lead.
On the shot clock, they'll inbound just to the left of their own bench. Out front to Finke. Finke one-on-one against his defender, takes him inside, pump fake, needs some help, throws the ball back out to Calvin.
Great defense by Marshall there. Really good recovery.
Finke, 3 to shoot. Here's Love on the baseline. His jumper air ball into the hands of Marshall.
Well, Wright State had an opportunity there. They had a couple looks, but they passed them up to get a better shot, and they ended up paying the price. That was just great defense by Marshall coming out of the timeout.
Here's George isolated, gets a screen, back over to West. West takes it off the dribble against Finke. Step back jumper inside the 3-point arc is good, and he is heating up. He has got 14 points, and Marshall extends the lead now to 3 at 50-47.
Well, he averaged 14 points a game as a junior a year ago. So it's like I said, this is a very experienced basketball team. All 5 starters back. Picked to finish 3rd in their league. It's a good basketball team.
Here's Tanner Holden going inside with the left hand, left it off the rim, and the rebound comes down to Marshall. West quickly up the right sideline against Hall. Slowing it down at the 3-point line. Will bring the ball back out and reset. Good spacing shown by Marshall.
Yeah, they're getting good shots. They're doing it much better.
West throws the ball up. He's fouled by Holden.
Got 5-2, but yeah, it's just been those 2 guys.
West converts the second free throw. Lead up to 51-47. Marshall with 10:35 left to play. Tanner Holden out front. Stops right corner to Finke. Finke head and shoulder fake, takes his man inside, left-handed reverse layup is good. So the Raiders finally back on the scoreboard.
Well, that's a good little hesitation move. That's why Tim got by his man. He drove baseline and then hesitated just for a second. That got the Marshall man a little bit off bounds. Another illegal screen.
Set by Ben.
And that's what he did. He didn't move his feet. He just moved his body to ward off the defender and got called for the illegal screen. That's a good call.
Approaching 10 minutes to play. The dribble drive by Holden. His shot rolls off the rim, and it's picked off by Bennett. That would have tied it.
He went back to the right hand there. He had a left-handed hook, but he went back to the right hand. That's just too much dribbling, and he's getting a...
West will put the ball in bounds on the baseline in the Marshall end. Finds Taylor, catch and shoot on the baseline inside the three-point line. Missed it. Holden the rebound.
Yeah, that was awful quick. I mean, it was like the shot clock was at 1 second. He caught it and shot it. It wasn't a bad shot, but they could have got something better than that, I think.
Here's Jalen Hall to the bucket. His runner inside the paint, no good. Picked out of there by George.
Tough shot, tough shot on the move like that, running away from the basket, you got to be perfect with the shot.
Here's West going the other way, and he is fouled.
At 39-1, it's about as close as you can get. The difference is at the free throw line. Marshall's been a much better free throw shooting team tonight than Wright State.
Ehrlich checks in for Taylor. Wright State with the ball with 9:20 to play and trailing by 4 here at home. Love gets the ball back to Finke. Finke dribble drive inside. It goes off his hands, off the backboard, and the Herd come up with the turnover. Back to West, brings it back to the middle of the floor. Be guarded by Holden and the Raiders man-to-man defense. Gets a screen from Bennett. West to George, sets up, three-point shot, got it.
Yep. That's a good job there. That's a good job. See, the difference in the two teams right now is Marshall's moving the ball side to side. Wright State's too stationary with their offense. Not enough ball movement.
How many touches has Loudon Love had left of his own bench? He finds Finke in the middle of the floor. 24 on the shot clock. Raiders with the ball and trailing by 7 with 8:40 to play. Finke off the screen of Love. Picked up by the defense on the switch. Back out to Calvin. Calvin swings it back to Finke. Looking inside. Now he'll throw up a three-point attempt. It's an air ball out of bounds and a turnover, Wright State.
Well, see, two players touched the... There was very little ball movement. And that came after a timeout, too. So Coach Nagy can't be happy with that.
On the baseline, an offensive foul will be whistled out.
It's here because they've really struggled. I mean, you got a freshman in the lineup, Al Huberix, who is really a good shooter, but this is his first college basketball game. So, if he would make a shot, that might get him off the snide. But they're really struggling offensively. See, when Loudon catches it out there, he's not much of a factor.
James Mann's taking it inside, a little scoop of the left hand, left it short. Rebound is by, looks like George.
That was a bad possession all around. I mean, it was a hoper of a shot.
West with the dribble
good
out
defense.
front.
I mean, Marshall's playing good defense, no question about it.
Early, right side to Kinsey against Huberix, goes around with the right hand and lays it in. Schooled the freshman on that play, did the leading scorer for Marshall. They up their lead now to 58-49 with 7:36 remaining in the game.
Well, they just isolated him there, and there was no answer.
Trey Calvin, a quick shot, rims in and out on the left baseline, and back comes Marshall on the rebound.
That's a tough shot. I mean, nobody in there to rebound either, and that.
Backdoor to Kinsey. He beat Holden, and he got the easy alley-oop pass from West, and he nailed it with a two-handed dunk on the baseline. So Kinsey now up over 20 points. He's got 25, I should say, on 8 of 12 shooting.
Well, they're really feeling good about themselves right now.
The Raiders look fatigued.
Yeah, well, yeah, they do. I was going to team possessions. Their offense has just gone south. I made this comment to you off the air. Sometimes when you struggle offensively, it affects your defense, and that's what's happened here. I mean, Wright State's defense has totally gone south along with their offense, but it can change quickly. Just hit a couple baskets, get a couple stops, and you get right back into this thing.
Here's West for 3, and that one's a little short and grabbed out of there by Loudon Love. That's his 14th rebound. Raiders trail 60-51 with 6:40 to play. Here's Love with a dribble, taking the ball inside. He's there wide open as Basili for the easy dunk. So Basili and Love into the game together.
That was a great pass by Loudon Love off the dribble. That's what I talked about earlier. Get the ball to Loudon Love if you're Wright State.
Here's George. He'll try a three from the right wing, and
Good basket.
hit it off the backboard and in.
Big basket. That's a big basket right there. He had a three in the first half. That's a huge basket for Marshall right there. Stop this little mini run by Wright State.
10-point lead for Marshall as Calvin dribbles the ball in. A whistle, and it was good by Trey Calvin. He's now got 15 points to lead all Raiders scores with 6:05 remaining. It's 63-55. Marshall with the basketball. Here's West, and a dribble, and a whistle and a foul call on
Marshall's had 20. So
West makes both. He's got 19 points. The lead back to 10 with under 6 minutes to play for Marshall.
First half, second half. Kinsey was the first half player. West is the second half player.
Hold it out to Hubricks. He'll try a three-point shot. It is short. The tip no good by Love, and a whistle.
It's really stepped up for Wright State in terms of scoring.
Love misses it, but Holding gets the offensive rebound in the left corner. Off to Love. He takes it inside. His layup is good. 5:37 remaining.
Yeah, that might be a big play right there. They got it down to 7 points. Wright State does, and
need a defensive stop here, though. Boy,
well, 7 points in college basketball is nothing. You can make that up in a heartbeat, but you got to get stops.
Kinsey pull-up jumper at the free throw line, missed it. The rebound, Love.
Well, there was traffic there. Loudon got that rebound. There's a lot of traffic.
Tanner Holden will try a three, and he drains it deep on the left sideline, trying to get his team emotionally into the game. With 5
little mini run that the Raiders have had, and the other conversely, it's a big possession for Wright State to see if they can get a stop.
Holden with 12 points. His first three-point attempt tonight, he makes it. Last year shot very well from three-point range.
That's another illegal screen.
An illegal screen set by Marshall.
Out here, you get a look at it. You'll see George come. And watch what he does. I mean, he doesn't even set a screen. He just moves right into the defender. And you do that right in front of the referee, which I think makes it even worse.
Raiders down by 4. Hubricks tried to force that pass inside to Love, but it's knocked out of bounds.
It makes it worse. The referee's right there. He can see it.
Calvin gets it into Holden. Catch and shoot. Off the back of the iron. No good. Rebound by the Herd.
Good defense by Marshall there. Forced him into it wasn't an easy shot. It was a difficult shot, but
here's Taylor down the baseline, draws the double team, gets it in the left corner. Here's George for 3. It's off the rim. Tip no good, and a foul called against Marshall on the rebound attempt. And he can't. Dribbled in and out, and the rebound George.
Well, Marshall dodged the bullet right there.
Crossover dribble, and a foul call on Wright State on the dribble drive by Kinsey.
It's what you got to do to win close games. You got to make your free throws. Wright State missed 2. Marshall comes right down and makes 2. So
they're up by 6, 27 points for Kinsey tonight. He leads all scores. Approaching 4 minutes to play. Trey Calvin with a dribble on the right side, fakes the 3. Goes out front. It's stolen away by Taylor. Ball loose at midcourt, picked up by George.
Well, again, there was just one player that touched the ball, and he was trying to go one-on-one.
Kinsey down the baseline against Vasily. He's able to put it in. Vasily had to back off with those 4 fouls. It's back to a 69-61 lead for Marshall, up by 8 with 3:45 to play. Backdoor pass, Finke.
Nice cut
goes
by
up
Tim
and puts
Finke.
it in.
That was a great recognition by Tim Finke there. He was on the weak side. The ball went to Loudon Love, and Tim made a nice cut to the basket. Got a nice bounce pass from Loudon Love and got a layup. Again, he used that shot fake to get the defender up in the air.
Here's West back to Williams. Wide open is Taylor for 3. It is short. Rebound tipped out loose, going to the corner. Kinsey tries to save it, and he does. Back to Taylor, fakes the 3, downhill dribble inside, had it knocked away, gets it back. Williams will fire a long distance one, missed it from the right side. Foul call.
Foul, I think, on so big because it would have made it a 2-point game had he been able to convert.
31 points now for Kinsey.
And since that time, Marshall has outscored Wright State 6-2.
And out front, Kinsey is called for a foul. Makes the second one. It's 71-64 Marshall with 3 minutes to play. Westwood bringing the ball up slowly for the Marshall offense. Screen set by George out front. Tavion Kinsley, crossover dribble against Finke. He's cut off. Here's a 3 attempt from the left side. Is no good by the Herd and picked off by Finke on the rebound. Finke quickly back into the offensive end. Picks up his dribble, finds Calvin. Calvin resetting the offense. Screen by Love for Holden at the free throw line. Picks up his dribble, back out to Calvin. He'll fire up a 3, and it's off the front of the iron. Missed it. Rebound by by Williams.
Well, that was just great defense by Marshall there. They took everything away Wright State wanted to do and ended up forcing up a deep three-point shot and came up with the rebound. Just really good defense. You want to play good defense without fouling, and that's what Marshall did right there.
Approaching 2 minutes to play. Marshall with the ball. Here's West. Here's Williams for three. He drills it straight on, and Marshall ups that lead now to 10. It's 74-64 with under 2 minutes to play. Grant Basile. Finke not on par with Holden there. Holden cut to the bucket. He threw it away in the corner, and it's stolen by George. Gets the ball back to West, bringing the ball up past the timeline. And a timeout call by Coach D'Antoni and Marshall.
Kids practicing, so I know that's an excuse, but I mean, again, it's tough. I mean, it's just
Williams drills the three deep on the right corner. He just turned around and nobody was guarding him. He said, "Why not? I hit one a moment ago." Calvin on the other end. His three is short. Rebound Kinsey.
So, you know, realistically, it's not totally unexpected, but give Marshall a lot of credit. I thought Kinsey came in here in this first half and just took control, and then what West did in the second half, he came
6 rebounds.
And you know, Marshall was down 2 at halftime, but then Wright State came out and took a 10-point lead early in the second half, real early in the second half, and boy, it's been all Marshall. They were on a 23-4 run there, and
a foul called on Calvin.
A little bit offensively tonight. He's 2 for 9 on his field goal attempts, 1 for 3 but you can tell he's a good player. I mean, yeah, he's got 6 rebounds, 1 steal, a couple of turnovers, but he's had a good solid game.
Trey Calvin on the drive, can't make the shot. And Marshall comes down with a rebound with 53 seconds remaining, leading by 14. Down on the baseline, back out it goes to Williams. Williams to George, finds West.
You know, the interesting thing about Marshall is they really don't have an inside player, a post player that can score. Their offense is pretty much perimeter. Now, you know, I'm talking about in the games that we've seen so far, the two games that they have played, they have not had a player inside.
Taylor drives the baseline for the layup.
And that could be an Achilles heel for them as time goes on, not having a post player inside that can score.
Kubrick's on the right wing. Leaves it short, an air ball, and picked up by Kinsey with 19 seconds remaining. So the shot clock is off. Kinsey will bring it up the left sideline. So Marshall, with a win here tonight, will go 2-0 on the season, winning at home over Arkansas State, and then on the road here tonight, knocking off the Wright State Raiders. And a big night tonight for Kinsey, Tavion Kinsey. He just holding the ball out at half, and Coach Mike D'Antoni waves over to Coach